Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the rumpled one. It's Thursday, February the 21st. The year's 2019. Let's talk trading. How to trade like a pro. Learning like a pro. It's amazing. I look at other trading forums and threads and because I might learn something. But as a pro, you have to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff. You have to be able to distinguish between fact and fiction, reality and concept, sense and nonsense. But when you do find something that seems like it might make sense and it could work, you have to leave what you know behind or set it off to the side. The biggest thing is in trading, when you set up your chart, set it up the way the teacher sets up their chart. So if they have a squiggly line, then you have a squiggly line. If they have a horizontal line, then you have horizontal line. If they're using a bar chart, then you use a bar chart. And you don't add anything to it. You don't stick on your other favorite indicators or doodads or whatever you want to call them. No, it's not the way it works. If you want to learn karate, you don't come in there and start using judo moves. No. But if you look at these forums, you'll see the thread starter will put out a chart and how they do things. And then somebody else will take that chart, but they'll add, one or two things on it. And they haven't even learned the system. I'm sure you've heard that old Zen or Confucius or, Eastern philosophy where the student sits down with the master and the master starts pouring tea into the cup till the cup is overflowing. And the student says, "Master, the cup is full. It can't hold anymore." He goes, "Ah, grasshopper, just like you're so full, you can't learn anymore." There's a video out there, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. And when I'm really in the swing of things and I'm really, trading daily for hours, I like to start my trading session listening to that because it reminds me what to focus on, what to let go of, and it gets me in that frame of mind. So, learning like a pro. If you want to learn something, whether it's from me or somebody else, then put all that other stuff aside. Learn what the teacher has to teach, master it, then and only then can you start adding and deleting to make it your own. And don't think after about 2 or 3 days you've got it down, because chances are you don't. So, once again, it's like being real. So, I don't know if you're using my systems, any of them, or are you just like hearing these pep talks as somebody says that they're really enjoying these. I appreciate the positive feedback. But the point is that it has to do with focus. Focus on what the teacher's teaching you and leave all that other stuff off to the side. It's not the time nor the place. Of course, now, if somebody's going to want you to do something that would be blowing your money in risk management, you'd have to say no. because you decide how much you're willing to lose per trade. Okay, look where we are. We're right there sitting on the weekly high. We're 41 pips off the current weekly high, but we're sitting on the previous week's high right there, ready to break out or to fall back in. It's Thursday, and we still have two gaps that haven't filled. And we actually had another close above the yearly open. And we touched the yearly high. And at the moment, this daily bar is an inside bar. You can see here, been trying to get above that high. I saw that. I thought, look at that. It looks like we might even want to short that. And that was a profitable trade. We're above the January and February open, but we're still within the range of the first day of January and February. We saw that on the other chart too. Once again, we're right there. That last week was an inside bar, and there we are right there. You can see where the monthly inside bar low was. It's way up here. We're not going to be there anytime soon, right? So you can see here, we entered the wick zone of the previous day, exited. We'll see that on the wick zone chart. Range, only 53. Not much happening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pairs. Over 100 pips. And if you notice, the AUD pairs really had some movement. Anybody trade AUD pairs? I know I usually, only one I usually trade, or actually I'll trade Australian US dollar and Australia yen, but I wasn't trading those. I just been focusing on the euro yen. Here's your highest open. You can see here you had a couple of opportunities to short, and there's your lowest H1 open right there, right from the get-go pretty much. Well, no, actually that was the open right here. See, we're right back to the daily open. But there was your lowest open. Nice opportunity to go long. You can see here we had the pivot point. Once again, really close to the daily open, so not much of a bias. But, this is one of those days where you can really look at the buy zone and the daily open cross and get an idea of how you can really trade this. Now, you can see here all these triggers, every time the price triggered, there really wasn't, let's see, we had a possibility of making how many pips here? Oh, 20 pips, but you could have been banging this for 5 or 10 pips a lot. I mean, here, if you went short, pulled back, then it came back down. That should have told you right there. If it didn't, as it pulls back, just scratch that trade. Here, it went up, it came back, crossed the daily open. If you had your stop down here, you'd still be in it. Then you see you had a chance to take profit here. Once again, chance to take profit here, chance to take profit here. You'd still be in that trade unless you scratched it because it's just hovering right there at the daily open. Rats, just in and out of the zone, but with only 53 pip range, not much separation, only 13 pips between the zones. But once again, taking those 3, 5, 10 pip trades, you could do it. And I'm sure there's people out there going to laugh. Oh, 3 pip trade, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I don't care what they think. I focus on what I do, my methods. And once again, we took out the pivot. Yesterday's pivots missed, so still looking to trade back. This one had 3 days ago we missed a pivot, so looking maybe for those pivots to fill maybe next week. We still have Friday. Let's just see what happens, how this plays out. Uh-oh. Something's going on with this computer or me, something maybe I don't understand, but it looks like I might have been talking and it wasn't recording. So I don't know if you saw this screen, but we hit the pivot. Okay, I think I might have figured it out. For some strange reason, when I'm clicking down here, and I might be doing something to turn off the recorder. But you see here, we missed the pivot yesterday, and we missed the pivot 3 days ago. I'm going to look to see if at least this pivot gets covered. So I'm going to look to short towards that pivot, especially. Okay, I am not sure what's going on with this. It seems like every time I click down here, I'm turning off the recorder. Price action, once again, we see this every day. 2 ball red at the line, 3 ball green at the line, 1 ball red at the line, 1 ball looking to go green at the line. Wick zone in and out. I mean, if you look at it, we went in, we came back out, touched it, out, came back out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I mean, what a great way to trade, just trading off the daily wick zone for the previous day. Here you can see it, these lines. Well, one thing you have to understand, there's rules and then there's time to break the rules. You could see here it's making lower highs. So rather than go long here, these will be short opportunities because it doesn't seem to be able to sustain it. So maybe you drop down to M5 or M15 and you take the shorts out of this zone. Let's see. Let's put that up so you can see it. You see, there's a black right there, black tweezer top coming back down. So sometimes you can drop down to a lower time frame, time those entries. That's allowed. You can see here we just had a few pips movement at the tick chart. Once again, using the spread dots or the idea of when the bid gets above the valley of the ask, then price is going up. Really helps timing the entries. And what's going on here? I think I haven't, okay. I didn't, yeah, there's the from yesterday. You can see, once again, just from when I open the chart, you can see here, just using these lines as opportunities. Sometimes I get a little, sometimes I get a lot, sometimes I have to scratch, but that's trading. So, fellow traders, learning like a pro, you have to put what you know off to the side, learn the new thing, master it, then make it your own. Because it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks like a pro.